Every once in a while you're going to run into a situation where you have a flat stuccoed surface. This case right here is a guardrail or a balcony hand railing, however you want to view it. And it's probably about 6 inches wide, 6 to 7 inches wide. And I would imagine it was framed out of 2x6 and then stuccoed. And it has a nice flat surface on it, and it is dirty. Looks like it has mold or dirt, one or the other. I can't really tell which is which. Here's another picture showing an area where there is a decorative metal or ornamental metal decoration. Really looked nice on this handrail, but of course underneath it we have the same problem. Now, what causes this? It could be a variety of things. If you live by a street, a busy highway, you're going to get plenty of dirt from the road grime around the house. It might not stick to the ceramic tile or to your dirt on the outside of the house, your lawn, but it's going to stick to something like this. Trees, if you have a large tree, then you could get dirt, sap, and all sorts of stuff off of that also. Humidity is going to create more susceptible areas for mold. So if you live in a damp area, an area where there's a lot of moisture along the beach, something like that, you could end up with problems like these also. Now, what would I do? Now, this is just what I would do. I'm not about to suggest this is what you need to do, but I would clean the area as good as I could, but I don't know if I would use a brush. If possible, I would spray a little chlorine or bleach on the surface, do a little test area, and see if it went away. I don't recommend spraying the entire wall with bleach or chlorine, or spraying it, because if you spray it onto a surface and wood, or you spray it, you're up on the second floor balcony spraying bleach and chlorine on something, and it goes down onto some of your decorative furniture, cloth, even brick, something like that, you could have a problem. So do a sample area, see how it turns out. Just maybe an area about 1 foot long, something like that. Spray some bleach on it, let it set, see what happens, wipe it off with some water, something like that. Don't get carried away. If it's working, then of course clean the rest of the balcony top off. If it isn't, then find something else. There are other things that you can use. Now, what about painting right over this? That's up to you. They do sell paint. If it's dirt, and it's embedded into the paint or stucco, you're probably going to be okay. Noticed how I use the word probably. So, if this was me, I wouldn't get too carried away, because if you use a brush, you can end up rubbing some of the stucco texture off. You could end up rubbing the paint off, stuff like that. For me, I would clean this. I'd try the bleach. If that didn't work, maybe I would step up to the chlorine. If that wasn't working, then I could assume that it isn't mold, and then make the assumption that it's dirt or some type of dirt. And then, if it isn't coming off easily with a towel, and if you use a brush, lightly brush it, then paint right over it, because now you got a surface that's sticking to the paint, or it's embedded into it. So that's what I would do. Clean it as good as I could, and then repaint it. But I would keep something like this painted, and try to keep the surface clean if possible.